I've rolled an 8 and a 7 the past 2 times I've rolled.
Wat is pretty robust at 26 hit points.
23 for me, yeah.
27.
39.
There he is.
Sean, how weird does it feel to have the most health in the party?
I'm going to serial crush somebody because I'm a huge fucking guy.
I'm gonna be pulling the mist card and be like hiding in the fucking middle of combat.
I can't
Did you
wait
see what
to
I did
find
last
two
combat?
fools struggling home from St. Patty's Day all fucked up to Ralu Ralu Ra.
So Watt's intention at this point, I am hyper fixated as my super animated montage cut scene of a description indicated. There's a quick flashback on the screen where everybody just sees Watt going slow-mo intentionally, like he's shooting a weapon, just totally out of context with no.
That's there was a firefight scene. That's what Bill was talking about.
So through that, we take the rest and we wake up, and I'm like, I want to find the vents.
What do you mean you want to find the vents?
Get in. If I can get in, I can get in the system, and I can find out more information.
You want to go in by yourself? That's crazy.
I used to do it on Star Destroyers all the time.
That
I
doesn't
can
make
go
it less
with
crazy.
you.
That makes it worse, actually.
I'm good at putting holes in things if you need to get a hole into the vent.
Look, if you think you can get in and out without being seen, go for it. You need to be careful not to alert them of our presence, because that's when things can go bad for us.
Watt giggles a little bit and just like absently types at his little Pip-Boy wristpad thing, and you see him flicker as if he's not there, and then is just this faint little bzz.
What was that?
What just happened to you?
I'm invisible. I am clearly still visible.
No, you're not. You're right there.
Shit.
You can be whatever you want to be, Watt.
Thanks,
I believe
Tuuli.
in you.
See?
Listen, you're making me brim with confidence here, but just be careful.
Okay. Tuuli, you want to come?
I can also hang spy cams in very tall places that you might not be able to reach.
Ooh. Okay. Wait. Okay. And Watt just leaves.
I will remind you that I cannot fit into the vents, so you will be doing that part on your own.
As we leave, Tssk and Shug hear Watt go, "Hey, you can't fit!" As if he just realized it, despite Tuuli saying it.
Well, friends, hopefully we'll be back soon. And Tuuli just grabs the vibro mace, slings it over his shoulder, and walks out.
Yeah.
Don't be seen!
Good hunting.
Points!
All the points,
You just see that
Watt.
from the lobby. Like, you don't know if he was responding to you or just shouting randomly.
But with the length of steps difference, I feel like Tuuli catches up to you pretty quickly and just grabs you by the scruff and sets you on his shoulder.
Without even blinking, Watt just transitions into taking something apart. Like, might be something out of your
something
pack.
of Tuli's.
Might be something out of my pack. I don't know. Actually, I do know. As you lift me up and put me on your shoulder, we make it out and we're like wandering around the common area, and you start hearing this like tick 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 bzz. Like very clearly like some electronic and tectronic sounds. There might even be a beat drop in there that coming from over your shoulder, and you look over and you see me messing with the motivator of your vibromace. And in that, I'm going to use my once per day ability to enhance item, and your vibromace is a +1 for the rest of the day.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That's legit.
So
Yeah, that's fantastic. I love that.
I've been just doing it on my own armor because I haven't had a good like role play reason to do it on something else.
Okay.
That's where we're off to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Tuuli looks over and sees you tinkering, and then immediately like looks at you for a moment, and then is like, "Oh, thank you."
This is pretty awesome. I kind of just fixed something on the back end, but I do not think I have been recorded this entire time. You guys have been recorded. But the DM has not been recorded. Luckily, I haven't said much, and I've let you guys rift while I fix this.
That's all right.
So, as I was
welcome
saying,
to the conversation.
yeah, welcome. It's like I've actually been talking. I have not been passively aggressively ignoring my players, at least not this time.
So, Dr. Papascalius, you got any DMing to go with that tie?
So, as we left off, you guys are planning on the Doug heist, or as it were, coming out of the apartment. Wat wants to investigate the access tunnels, or tubes, the fucking pipes, going into this thermal plant. Several different plans were given out last game. You guys talked about possibly getting a floor plan. You guys talked about checking the pipes. There was talk of an explosion. You guys haven't figured out what you want to blow up yet, but you know there's an explosion involved.
Short answer, yes.
What? I don't think Watt cares what we blow up.
I think the Tssk's focus was probably on trying to see if we could potentially like disrupt the power source there in some way. So that's probably where my focus is at the moment. Would be trying to find some information on like the power grid as a whole, and maybe where we could disrupt that.
Okay.
I would love to keep working on my droid. So, like, if we want in-game for me to be working on my droid while I am out of game working on my droid, I'm okay with that. Because there's some really useful shit that we might be able to take advantage of if I can get this done. So.
Okay, so we got Shug hanging out in the hotel room, working on his droid. We got Wat investigating the tubes. We got Tssk finding something to blow up. Tuuli, what are you doing?
I'm going with Wat. Yeah, I'm currently Wat's transportation system. And once we get there, I will be Wat's whole entrance maker, if necessary. But also trying to be techie. So once we get closer to it, Tuli's going to be on the lookout for kind of the same type of stuff that he was looking for in the cantina, where he found the turrets in the ceiling. Tuli's going to be wanting to check this place out from wherever the entrance to the tunnels we find are.
Okay. All right. So let's figure out who gets to go first by not rolling off. I'm going to do something fun I've been wanting to do for a while. Who is the last person that watched something Star Wars related?
Do trailers count?
No.
I watched all three of the new Skeleton Crew like 2 days ago.
Oh, it's been.
I haven't watched anything since Ahsoka ended.
I actually haven't yet watched Ahsoka, so
Shame.
probably me. I know.
Skeleton
I'm
Crew's
way
so
behind
good, by the way.
on things.
All right. So
probably me.
So Derek, you are working on your droid. You are, or Shug, you are working on your droid. Do you have anything down yet, or are you just coming up with ideas, or are you ready for some rolls?
Not really. I'm trying to decide what kind of droid I'm gonna like. I'm trying to decide what augments I want to put onto this like fucking little hover droid that I hover around in. Because right now it's literally just like the repulsor modules. I want you to picture like a security droid that came after me, and then I dismantled the fuck out of it so that it stopped following me, and then I was like, oh, I can actually like ride this. And so all of its features are like stripped from it, except the hover module right now. And so I'm slowly like taking panels off and like testing out different pieces and orientations, and then like taking those back off and putting different ones on. And so that's the process that you guys would see if you return to the room like periodically.
So what you're saying is you're trying to figure out the droid you're looking for.
Yes. No, I think it's this one. It is this droid that I'm looking for. I'm just.
It sounds more like he's trying to figure out the droid that was looking for him.
Yeah.
Maybe the real destination is the droids we make along the way.
In your case, all three.
Love it.
All three.
Love it.
All three. All right, then with Ahsoka not being watched and you not watching anything, we'll go with Gabe. So, Gabe, you are with Tuuli. What are you two doing?
Yes. So, kind of following the direction of the pipe network that I saw from underneath. Kind of tracing it back, looking for some sort of maintenance area to see if we can find a way to access the pipes. Also thinking kind of along the same lines as Jacob a little bit about power, communication, those kinds of things that would go into the trash facility.
Okay. Give, with the fact that you've downloaded an area map onto your little not copyrighted or trademarked non-Pip-Boy Pip-Boy.
It's a Pop Boy.
Pop Boy.
A pop boy. God damn it.
Oh, what is it? It's a Pit Boy. It's got Pit Droid on it. It's a Pit Boy.
There we go.
There you go.
Can it be Pit Lad? Can we
Pit
switch
Lad.
it to Lad? I feel like Lad has a good ring to it. I don't know.
Or a Pit Youngling.
Maybe it might just be the Boondock Saints coming out still that we're going with
Yeah,
Lad. But
I think it's Boondock Saints coming up, to be honest.
sorry.
Now you're making me want to go back and watch Boondock Saints.
So that was Watt's intention, and Tuuli is also along for the ride. So if he has anything he'd like to do, we'll do it along the way.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry. No. Yep.
I was going to say, since Tuuli is actually pretty good at tech too, and you guys have a map, if you guys want to work together, I'll lower the DC and give you advantage on figuring out where the nearest access point for these Summod tubes are.
So
Yeah,
as we're
I don't know about the tubes, the access tubes as much, but like as the power grid, the Watts tracking, Tuuli, that is one of the things that Tuuli would be paying attention to. The type of tech shit that's going to be popping out of places and how it's wired. So I don't know anything about the maps because Watt's computer is very small and Tuuli has a very big face and it's hard for him to see. But I'll be checking the power grid and helping with that part.
So as we're going, we're talking and trying to like plan things out, and along the way, let's power it. 1 minute. Okay. While we're talking and looking at the maps, I'll kind of bring up my little Pip-Boy, and it kind of like holographically shows the map of the area, and I show you the little grabs of the images that I saw beneath. And as we're going, and I'm leaning into trying to be helpful, you feel suddenly, one might say, inspired, and can add a D4 to your roll for the next minute.
Nice.
But that's what we're doing, DM.
Okay. Alright, so give me a roll to try to figure out the pipe situation of where the nearest exit point for you to be,
Okay.
and we'll roll into that with Tuuli.
I'm gonna lean into it with the slicer's kit here, because I know that it would be an area that would have some sort of security.
Okay.
So, utilizing one of the features of the slicer kit to like seek out and identify. That's where I'm going.
Nice.
That's pretty strong. 23 to start.
23. Okay. So with a 23, you do determine that the nearest access point is about a couple hundred yards away. It's within this district, but it doesn't appear to be a lot of access tubes or access hatches going into these tubes. But with a 23, you can also tell that due to it being the lower cities in Coruscant, there are pest control. Deterrents within said tubes.
Yeah. I assumed I would have to deal with that. But yeah, that's where I'm going.
Okay. Tuuli, you leaving with Wat. Give me what skill do you want to use to try to determine as you guys are looking at these tubes and their access points, the process of where the power is coming from?
I would like to use tech, but I feel like investigation makes more sense.
Yeah, that's what you really want to do.
Okay. So we found the entry tubes. Yeah. Tuuli is going to check around to see if these run, if there are power lines running with these same tubes, or if they're located elsewhere. So I am going to start with investigation. However, based on Watt's just kind of, gosh, I don't want to sound disrespectful, but like idiot savant kind of approach to all of this, Tuuli is going to try to put on that same air of I know what I'm doing with investigation and roll a feigned confidence feat for the first time, as I too try to pretend like I am as much of an idiot savant as Watt. And that, oh damn,
Add your
that's a
D4.
14. Oh, I can add a D4 to that one because I need. I really just need a 1 on a D4 because my DC is 15, and that was a 14 total, and that's a 4 on my D4, so that's an 18. So I get to add my proficiency bonus to my investigation check.
Awesome.
Fighters are
So
awesome.
that'll be plus. Okay, so an additional 2 on top of this roll as I investigate to try. Oh fuck. So that's a total of 5 on that one as I investigate the and put on just I know exactly what I'm talking about, and then I look down and I can't find shit that I'm looking for.
Damn.
Okay, so
My sympathies.
okay. So what was your grand total?
Why did I roll a vibromace with it? Oh no, that's way long time ago. So that was a 5 total for my investigation.
Okay. Yeah, so following Watt and just seeing Watt like walk through, like you guys are walking through the apartment complex that you're in, and Watt's turning left, turning right, looking at his Pip-Boy, doing this. At one point, he walks almost into a wall, turns around, walks through. You guys go through what can only be described as a laundry room within this. Watt, you can tell that even though it's a couple hundred yards away, it's still within this building, the nearest access hatch to these maintenance tunnels. You come to a doorway that looks like it's another apartment.
Okay. How confident am I that this is it?
With a 23, you are pretty sure that the access panel or access hatch is within this apartment.
Okay, well, I I definitely think this was the best idea with the two most diplomatic members of the party.
Absolutely.
This is fantastic. I go to start picking the door, just because Wat would not stop to knock.
So is this the entrance to an apartment complex or a specific apartment?
This is this is a door to a specific apartment. You have followed Watt around what's quintessentially the hotel room hallways until you come to this a few hundred feet, yards over. You on the other side of the building, you come across this singular door, just looks like a regular apartment, and Watt just walks up and starts starts trying to slice through the lock.
So, as Watt starts trying to slice through the lock, can I just lean on the door real heavy and see if I can bust it open?
Okay, give me a strength check.
I'm gonna laugh if there's some old lady in there.
That's what the intimidation stat's for.
Mm.
Is that 17?
God. Okay, with a 17, you're sitting here and you're pushing, and you start hearing like the Durasteel start to give. What you start noticing this, that he's pushing in, and much like with his strength and with a 17, it slowly starts to give as you hear this door start to bend and creak. About this time, you start hearing muffled sounds from the other side of the door.
I just start putting my tools away. That's it.
Save your tools. This just needs a little love. And Tuuli leans on it a few more times.
There's
Not
somebody
like
inside.
There's no like taking steps back and ramming it. It's literally just like rocking back and forth on my heels and like pushing on the door each time. That's fine. I understand.
So just as this door is about to give, you start hearing the creaking and the slides about to pop on this door. You hear someone pressing buttons on the other side, and the door starts pulling on you, and the door opens up, and you are face to face with a blaster.
I just walk in underneath him, underneath his eye line.
You start hearing a cacophony of yells and screams as you see about 6 guys, 6 armed to the teeth guys, stand up with blasters and weapons drawn, pointing them at you.
No need to be concerned, citizens. Unofficial business happening.
What are you doing here? What are you doing here? How'd you know we were here?
We're not interested.
Hey, get your little thing. Hey, you get out of here. And what? You are kicked. As if you're shooing a cat.
That is uncalled for. We just want to check your vents. Don't make this more than it is.
Give me a perception check real quick.
Yeah.
You don't take any damage.
so-
Right? You're basically like how you scoop a cat up with your arch of your foot.
Yeah. I'm still debating if I'm going to react to that or not. But I got a dirty 20 on my perception.
Okay.
Just because I've already used this feat once, I'm going to fucking use my second attempt, and I'm going to try to feign confidence in my perception, too, as I look like I know what I'm doing, and I can clearly take in this whole situation.
I believe in you.
I believe in you. Yep, because that's a nat one. My confidence is faltering. I don't know what I'm doing, and as I look around the room, I still managed to see everything. Fuck it, that's an 18.
So grand total 18?
Yeah.
Okay, with an 18. So
Plus nothing.
plus nothing. All right. So with an 18 and Watt with a dirty 20, you guys look and you see 6 guys, various different races, all of which are wearing similar armor, all of which have blasters pointed at you. 4 of them looking very, very angry as one is speaking to you. He has a little cybernetic implant covering up one of his eyes.
Have we seen these guys before?
You have not.
Does their garb look like the Pikes?
No.
Okay, good.
The one
That's a good
thing,
start.
that does catch your eye is the mound of gear that's laying on one of the tables. Grenades, explosives.
I know you're saying the magic words, Bill. Calm down.
Is there something that I see that is similar to an object I've already tinkered with, or is like very clearly like taken apart or broken, where I can just look over and be like, that's broken. I can fix it.
This is a very cheap no-tell motel. There are several broken things. But what even you are getting the vibe that these guys are angry and their fingers are on the trigger. And one of them's looking at you right now asking you if they sent you.
Who's they?
He looks back at his guy. You need to get out of here. You need to get out of here right now.
Just need
I
your
need to
fans.
look in the vent. I want to go find a way to sneak in, so I gotta look in the vent.
Guys kind of look at each other. Look. We don't want any problems. I don't want to have to shoot both of you. Just leave.
I'll give you this many, and I just hold out a handful of credits.
We just need to look at your vent.
I hold out 9 credits.
9 credits.
I'm rolling randomly for this.
Okay. Because you're offering them credits, I'll let you do a persuasion with advantage.
Jeez. All right.
Nice.
Natural 20.
Damn,
That is
damn sure.
that
did.
is absurd.
You know, I'm going to
Yeah.
quote like one of my favorite quotes from Jacob from last week is you guys are really rolling above your weight class right now when it comes to
Absolutely,
that.
we are.
Yeah.
Dude. Yes.
So you see the guy look at you. He sees the credits. He kind of grabs them and pockets them. He looks back at the 4 other guys, or 5 other guys, and says, "Hey, cover the stuff." You see one guy just grab like a bag and he just like starts covering up the stuff that's on the table. You don't really see everything that's on the table. It's just what I named out as the stuff you can just see at a glance.
Okay.
Couple guys walk in front of the table that are obviously like kind of keep you guys from getting near it. He says, "All right, you got about 10 minutes. What's this vent you're looking for?"
Oh, right. And I just stare at my pop lad and keep going and find it.
Okay. So with Tuuli and you like awkwardly walking into this apartment with these guys that are armed to the teeth, they've got their guns pointed down, but they're keeping eyes on both of you. Following the map, you go to the bed that's built into it. Per the map, the hatch should be right under that.
Can I look under?
One guy,
Absolutely. And Tuuli lifts the bed for you.
one guy with like green skin with diamond tattoos all over his face. He kind of looks at you and he looks back at the guy that was originally talking to you, and that guy gives him a nod. He steps back, letting you as Tuuli lifts it up. And sure enough, as Tuuli lifts it up, covered in dust, like Star Wars dust bunnies everywhere, you see an old maintenance hatch. Looks like
Is that a formal? Is Dust Bunny a formal race? Could I have been a Dust Bunny?
I mean, there is a rabbit race, I think.
Damn, I didn't look deep enough into the races.
You just saw a killer whale and went, that's good.
Right, I'm blowing up yachts. That was my actual thought pattern of killer whale, cool, blowing up yachts.
I love it.
Wow.
As
It's really here. Good job, Wat.
thank you. I kind of perk up while proud of myself here. I'm Wat. So the dudes in the room.
The guys look at each other. The one that originally talked to you is like, I don't care.
I do. It's my name.
It's
I
a wonderful
gotta-
name, Wat.
Thank you.
So as
I
this
gotta go inside.
as this possible shootout's about to take place in this room, Tssk, what are you doing?
God damn it.
There's probably a short period of time where everybody else is like discussing what they're doing. Tssk has like woken up and has still been like piecing things together in all of the like parts and whatnot. Eventually, while Shug is working on his droid, I like sat down a kind of finished explosive of some sort, like wires and stuff still sticking around all over the place. Like explosive charge, absolutely like present and accounted for while wiring all of this up. I set it down.
I pictured the two of you. I picture the two of you at the same workbench, and like it's the you got your peanut butter and my chocolate. I got my chocolate and my peanut butter type of moment with your droid and explosives.
If an
I feel
explosive
like-
charge
I feel like-
so good.
I feel like it's the opposite of that. I feel like we sit down at the same workbench, and like because of my keen eye for detail, I'm like handing you things you need before you actually need them, while still like doing my own shit, just like not even
Probably.
looking, and you're just like
Doing
like
things
taking it in
and
stride.
I'm like taking a tool out of his hands and been like, and like go back to work.
That's the whole Anzellan shtick, is that they're like fucking like tech savants. So
But probably something that I would have just like dug my claw into in order to like do you hand me a thing and I like look at it funny
yeah,
and then use that instead.
I have what's it called, arms tech implements too. So like weapons are also my thing.
Nice.
It's fantastic.
Speaking of
So-
idiots and odds.
I eventually set things down.
Yeah, speaking of idiot savants.
And speak up. Any thoughts on where to look into the power grid?
I think we need to get schematics. I think the schematics can tell us where to look into that.
I'll see what I can dig up.
You're a bounty hunter, right? Treat this like a person, except it's not a person. It's some files.
Sure.
The same thing, basically.
And without really saying much of anything else, I just like give a grunt and head out the door. And I am going to. I'm trying to remember. Did we actually have access to a functional console here, or was that just something that that Wat was able to like tap into?
He was able, the security terminal was removed, and Watt was able to tap into
That's
it by
right.
hooking it up to his pit lad.
Is right. Okay. So where would I go for that information then? So I basically want to try and find wherever the like region local power grid is set up. So like the closest like substation or whatever of the power grid that would be most likely to be feeding this area. I'm trying to track down that information. If I don't have any other option, I would probably try and head out of region where out of the sector here where I know they have stuff blocked off to try and look up information external from here, and then work my way back if I have to. But I'm kind of reaching here a little bit on what would be relevant to me for what I would know of the area of kind of where to look for this.
Okay, so what skill do you want to use to determine that?
I mean, I'm good with investigation if you want to go that route. I don't know that I have anything else that makes a whole lot of sense in this specific situation.
Okay, well, just one of my favorite things to do is let you as a character to figure out what skill you want to use and then tell me how you use it. And if it's investigation, what specifically are you trying to investigate and look for?
So like I said, I'm trying to track down information on the power grid, nearest substation, etc. By whatever route that takes. If there are consoles of some sort to work towards, that's what I would try and focus on. If I need to go, like I said, outside of the sector to get the information external to what's inside, then I will. Whatever that needs to entail. I'm not really looking to interact with anybody from that perspective. If push comes to shove, I would sneak into wherever I need to sneak into to get that information.
Gotcha. Okay, so give me an investigation check.
Okay. I am going to use my first maneuver.
It's a maneuver.
And
It's a maneuver.
It's a maneuver. And assess the situation to expend an superiority die to add that to my intelligence investigation check.
All right.
So I will add a d4 to that roll.
Am I stupid or was why did I keep thinking investigation was wisdom? Was it always intelligence?
Investigation
Because
is
perception is wisdom.
Perception is wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah. And survival is another wisdom one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Plus 2. Oh my god. So that's a big ol' 7. You love it whenever you roll as much on your d4 as you did on your d20. That's pretty great. You know what? I don't like that. I'm going to use my inspiration that I had on that. I'm going to re-roll that. Not a lot better, but a little bit anyway. 12.
12. All right, with a 12, it takes you a lot longer to figure it out than you like. But you're not trying to figure out secret codes to get into a military base. You're just trying to find out where the sub generator feeding power to this region is. So being able to track down power lines, hearing bits of conversation from walking past, you actually are able to go and you find this small circular canonical like building that's about 2 stories tall. The first thing that catches your eye that sticks out from any other power distribution plant or anything like that you've seen is the 2 armed Pyke guards at the door. But think of it like this isn't where the power is produced. This is where the power runs to the district and then is distributed throughout from different...
Right.
Yeah. This is what you guys were talking about. This is like the main hub.
Right. So, not wanting to directly interact with anyone Pyke related, but having been kind of checking this out and trying to figure out kind of how things are connected and tracking power lines and whatnot, if I know where the like substation is here, and I know the direction of where the Pyke like spice lab is, could I take a best guess at kind of the direction of where the power would go from this substation to there in order to try and find somewhere out of direct view or sight that might be where the lines are running? Does that make sense? What I'm trying to do here.
You're trying to find the cable that goes to those substations.
Yeah, like how does point A connect to point B?
Okay.
If I'm not directly trying to get into point A, right?
Well, you do know with your investigation, this is where the power's coming in. Where it's coming out, you can take a rough guess of where it's possibly coming out. But however, with substations like this, they do have tracking terminals inside. If you're able to get inside, you should be able to tell exactly which line or which conduit coming out of this building is going to the thermal plant.
Okay. So we'll do this then. Is there anything else around the area? Any little proverbial noodle shop or anywhere else to grab food or a calf or whatever else that is around to just keep an eye on the area for a while, see how often the guards maybe like change shift or anything along those lines here?
Well, this is more of a maintenance or utility area. You do see a lot of Ugnaught workers. You see a lot of pit droids, a couple of astromech droids that are just running around. There is the occasional pedestrian just walking, so you don't really stick out other than you're being a Transocean. You do see a food vendor cart or a little hover cart of this old-looking human lady, very grizzled, and you see her standing there, and she has in her hand a what looks like to be like an old rusted hydro spanner. It looks very strange. She's got this food cart, and you see like some pieces of meat hanging, and she's got this hydro spanner in her hand, and she's just looking at the ground. And as she's looking at the ground, you see this little like womp rat like creature stick its head up out of this conduit hole and kind of comes out, and she hits it on the head of a hydro spanner, and then she takes it, and you see her put it on the food cart, and she immediately starts cleaning it. And
Love
like,
it.
What the fuck?
How many points does she have?
Coruscant
A lot.
delicacies at their finest right here.
and so after she starts cleaning it, you just see her like put it on a stick, and now she's starting to roast it on the cart, and you can tell now that the hanging meat that's already been roasted is apparently Coruscant underworld rat.
Fantastic. For the sake of spending just a little bit of time in the area, I will walk over and point to the one she literally just started roasting, and say, "Looks fresh. How much?"
They're great if you can cut their heads off right after you kill them. If not, they taste pretty bad. This one's fresh. A credit.
I flicker a credit.
There you go. He's like, it'll be up in a minute. And you see her kind of turning the spit a little bit on this makeshift grill that she's built out of this hover cart.
Cool. So while she's doing that, I'm just kind of scoping the area a little bit, seeing if there's anything else that kind of stands out, or any other like good avenue it looks like to maybe get in. Like, is there any other doorways in, or is it just like one way in and out of this little substation?
Okay, it's a substation with one door, as you see, with two Pyke guards. Eventually, as you're sitting here watching at this food vendor cart, you see the door kind of opens up. It kind of parts in the middle. You know, ye old Star Trek noise. as it opens up. As it does, you can see inside for a second. You see terminals kind of built in around. You see a couple other what looks like pikes that are probably sitting there. But the one thing that sticks out the most is you see a dirty, silvered armored protocol droid come like doing the protocol C-3PO shuffle out of it as it starts walking, and the Pikes just pay it no business as it starts walking towards you.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep waiting for my food and see what this droid does.
Okay. As it kind of passes by you, doesn't pay you any attention whatsoever. As it turns, and you can tell it is starting to. It turns and it heads. You can tell where it's going. Roughly in the area where towards the Pyke, lack of a better term, Pyke stronghold that you guys are investigating.
Okay. As soon as my food is done, I am gonna take that.
As
the
your
head has not already been removed, I will chomp it off and spit it out, because since that's the gross part. And then enjoy my snack as I follow this droid.
Matter of fact, as you are looking at this silver droid, watching it walk away, and it's dirty. This thing needs like an oil bath. It's got tar and like its joints hasn't been cleaned. It's dripping down from the armor connections, and like the thing almost looks like a tarnished black because of just lack of maintenance for this dirty droid. As you're watching,
dirty droid.
as you're watching, kind of the stick is just shoved in your face, and she goes, "Here you go." This crooked, grizzled old lady just shoves this like cooked rat in your face. It's been the hair's been removed, but head's been removed
whatever.
too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, at least that part's taken care of for me. I snag the stick from her, give a grunt, take a chomp, and start following the droid.
All right. So she starts pushing the cart away, and as she does, you just hear her call out to some of the maintenance workers, "Fresh crats! Fresh crats!"
Yeah, so, following this droid.
All right.
Having a snack.
So give me... Are you trying to stay, like, stealthy with it?
Yeah. I will follow, like, out of sight, as much as I can here, but I do want to try and close on it a little bit, particularly if it seems like it's beelining for the Pyke stronghold. If I see an opportunity, I'm basically looking for an opportunity to like snag this thing into an alleyway or something potentially.
Okay.
But I'm not taking that action just yet.
All right. So give me a stealth or a performance or a deception, whatever you want to do. Skill-wise to shadow this thing.
I will go with stealth, and I will go ahead and use my second maneuver here at the moment for conceal to add a d4 to that roll as well.
All right.
Let's see. Much better. That is a 23 total on that stealth check.
All right. So as the cinematically the camera pans away from Tisk's shoulder as he follows this droid into the distance, we're gonna go back to Shug. Shug, what are you doing alone in this hotel room?
All right, so I think I figured a lot of this out. The droid is looking more complete. I'm currently working on its repulsors so that it has a better flying speed, and I'm considering upgrading the size of it so that I can. I don't know. So it's a little heftier, basically. It gets more HP.
Flying tank droid.
No, like it's tiny as it is. So I'm just like kind of reinforcing the outer plates, I guess.
Okay.
That's what you see.
And so you just see the mad scientist laughter and the sparks
Yes,
flying off.
exactly.
And this, it's alive! So back to the Alderanian standoff. that's
racist.
There's no standing off on Alderaan anymore.
You can only stand off of it, actually.
Yeah, you can't stand on it at all.
yeah, the Alderaan government just fell to pieces. So with
I feel like it all went up in smoke, really. We're terrible people.
Where's the kaboom? There's supposed to be an earth-shattering kaboom.
So I look at Tuuli. Hey, you good?
Oh yes, I will be here to lift up the bed for you when you come back.
Thank you.
Try to
Turn
keep
around
it under
and
10 minutes.
Turn
I
around
don't
and look
have
at our
much money
gracious.
to pay them.
so as
I
you guys
give Tuuli 20 credits.
as you guys were sitting here, this awkward stare down between these 6 armed individuals. This hatch, what? Give me a tech. It's not really slicing or security. This hatch is old. It is
You got it.
rusted. Has not had maintenance done to it in a long time. So give me what skill you want to do to get into it.
I'm gonna go with tech,
Okay.
and as I'm sitting here tinkering, like looking at it, I'm gonna flip open my pop lad and grab a couple other little tools out of it, and work on a hinge here and tap the console there, and give myself guidance essentially. And I will take the extra round of time to do it.
Okay.
And Jesus, that was terrible. 10.
That's the worst roll you've rolled in a long time.
Yeah, and Watt is frustrated and is not going to let that stand. And so will immediately burn his inspiration to do it again.
Oh, that's 2 inspirations burned tonight.
Improved by 1. 11.
11. All right, with that 11, Tuuli, you see Watt frustrated for probably the first time. You get the latch open. You get the hatch open. Not as efficiently as you would have liked. There's groaning. You bent some of the metal. It's probably going to be hard to get it closed again. But eventually the iris opens up and you just see chunk, and it's open to the tunnel below. Immediately, the smell of stale air and ozone fills the room.
Okay.
My apologies. He's had a lot of noodles lately.
I like noodles. And I jump in the hatch.
You hear one of the guys go, "Yeah, we haven't had noodles in a while." The original guy that talked to you, "Shut up!"
We are only here for the vent. If you would like to get noodles, I will keep watch on your room.
All right, Watt, you drop down into this tunnel. It is dark, and it's probably even you have to crouch just a little bit. You have to lower your head some.
I'm okay with that. I am going to cautiously head in the direction of the stronghold meth lab thing.
Okay.
I have dark vision, so I'm not worried about that.
That's meth lab. This is a meth fortress.
No, that's right. That's right.
Meth Fortress, now brought to you by Lego.
Yep. So yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Don't sue us, Lego.
I was just thinking that. I was like, wait, Lego sponsoring us now? Oh, shit.
Yeah, they made the 1,000-piece meth fortress.
Oh, it's 1,000 piece. It's just 1,000 piece.
You're right. I undersold. I'm sorry.
It's a really small meth fortress.
Hey, you get what meth buys on the streets. Okay?
I just see this very frustrated meth head trying to build it.
God damn. We're
We digress significantly.
Yes.
regularly and with enthusiasm.
I was gonna say, and often.
Okay. What skill do you want to do? You see offshoots of pipes everywhere. Very confusing. But hey, Watt's used to this. So what skill did Watt use on his farming planet to get through the Imperial tunnels?
Yeah, getting back on the basically giant trash heap that I grew up on. Are we looking for a skill to physically pass through it, or are we looking for a skill to navigate?
Basically looking for a skill to navigate, but don't worry, there's going to be some more skill checks coming in a second.
You got it. I'm gonna move quietly, and I'm gonna focus on tech at this point too. Biochemist. Ooh. I'm gonna utilize my biochemist kit. It doesn't give me any bonuses beyond my normal tech bonus here. But the reason I'm using this is I know that this is essentially a furnace facility and that has been being used as a meth lab or a spice lab. So I flip open my pip lad and change the filters on it and change there's this, like, before I move off Tuuli, you just hear this like tick tick, clicking things, parts sliding together and reconfiguring themselves, and I drop something and there's a ting 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 ting. No. Oh, got it. And I attach my biochemist kit to the device itself, and I'm going to lean into tracing the chemical elements in the air to try to lead my way towards the source of spice-derived fumes.
Okay.
That's what I'm doing. Not terrible. 14.
14. You do eventually, checking the air quality. The air quality in this tunnel is possibly, very, very bad. The airflow seems to be pretty stale, but another thing is you start getting very hot very fast. Eventually, it's chronically Lerman sweat now. You start feeling sweat building underneath your fur as you're traveling through, but your plan seems to be working. You do detect variants of chemicals and some poisonous elements within the air itself, following it deeper into the tunnels. Give me
Awesome.
give me a perception check as you go.
Got it. Am I... No, I don't want to. So, if this is targeting towards security stuff, can I use my security kit or slicer's kit? If this has to do with me being hunted or something like that, then...
Right now, I just want a perception check.
You got it. Perception it is. 14.
14. Well, with the 14s. So, as you continue on following it, you take a left, you take another left, you take a right. You come to this long tunnel, and you see this, hairless, rat creature. Hey, same type that Tssk just saw get killed and eaten. Hairless, rat creature kind of down the tunnel towards you. As it gets to a certain area, you see a grid-like laser grid appear, and much like the scene from the original Resident Evil movie, you just see the laser grid start turning down the tunnel and spinning, and the creature just gets cubed.
Well, that's
There's a moment where Watt pauses, and the audience definitely thinks that he's going to be like, "Oh shit, I need to be careful here," and Watt just goes, "Cool." And I'll keep going. Keeping an eye out for sensors or camera devices or things like that and once I can find one, I'll have a better idea of what the security system is like to be able to see if it's something I can navigate or not.
Okay. What skill would you like to use?
I would love to use my Slicer's kit to look for security implements.
Okay.
25.
With 25, you get very close to where this pile of cubed Coruscant rat or Krat is, and as you get a little closer with a 25 security, you kind of do the looking around, thinking to yourself, "Okay, how the fuck was this thing triggered?" You look, and then you start seeing them. Small motion detectors randomly scattered throughout the tunnel going down. As soon as you spot one, you're easily spotting the others. As it
Sweet. Now that I see them, I want to try to hack them. I would love to basically change the RFID on it, or the IFF, excuse me, on it to identify me as a friendly.
Okay. So trying to hack through one of them and try to hack all of them is going to be a higher DC than trying to turn around and finding a terminal that operates them. So that's your choice. You can try to hack an individual one and try to get onto the network of them, or you can turn around and try to find a terminal, which might end up spending more time within the tunnels. So that's your choice. And on that note, you will have the break to determine that choice, as we are going to be back in about 20 minutes. But
Got it.
for the people listening, it'll just be a few seconds. So we'll be right back. And we're back. That was a short break. It was only a few seconds. So, where we last left off was Watt trying to determine whether he was going to try to hack these things with a higher DC, or if he was going to try to circle back and find a terminal.
So, Watt is made of chaos, and there's often something in front of him that's a problem that he needs to solve. But in this case, because I'm back in a tunnel, and there's like the thought of the Imperial Overseer in the back of my mind, kind of get a little stressed about it. I message Tuuli and I say, "Give them the money," and I'm going to double back and keep looking.
Well, friends, my companion needs extra time. He has offered 20 credits. Can we have more time? I brought games, and I pull out a Detrick set.
They look at each other. Give me, because you're offering 20 credits this time, and they seem to be motivated by money. Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Oh God. Yeah, that's it. That's an 8.
Buddy.
8. Is there anything you want to add to it before I announce whether it's a pass or fail?
I have nothing I can add to it.
Okay. The main guy walks up to you. He takes the money from you. He goes, he doesn't have 10 minutes this time. We got 5. 5 more minutes, and then you guys gotta get out of here.
We will do our best.
Okay. So, as the camera pans on Watt, and Watt is turning around begrudgingly, trying to look for a terminal, Tssk!
So just to clarify, did they want to play Desirek?
Well, you see a couple of guys, like, they look and they want to start clearing off the table.
That would be fucking hilarious if that's what WoW comes back to.
We will see.
We're gonna keep working on it, buddy.
So, Tssk, you have followed this protocol droid, as shuffling as it does, able to blend in with the crowd. You follow it all the way past the cantina. As it passes the 2 Pyke guards, you do not find a place on its route to pull it into a little dark alcove that wasn't visible by someone else. But you see the protocol unit just walk past the 2 Pyke guards that are guarding the bridge and start shuffling over the bridge to the stronghold.
Okay. I'm gonna peel off. I'm certainly not trying to follow it towards directly towards the stronghold by any means. And I'd like to try and find somewhere to kind of post up. If this thing came out and bothered to go there, I want to try and figure out if that's a regular thing. Does that happen daily? That sort of thing. So I realize this, I'm basically turning this into more of a stakeout kind of situation.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for more of a long-term area where I can kind of keep a view on this thing coming and going.
Being the cantina, you find a couple, being near the cantina, as close as the cantina is to the bridge, you're able to find an outside little jaunt where there's some drunks leaning against the wall, sitting down, that has a good view of the bridge.
Yeah, sure. I will go into the cantina, buy a drink, leave the cantina, and sit down next to the drunks with my drink.
It costs 5 credits, not the usual 13. It's happy hour.
Yeah, sure.
Happy cycle. All right. So, Shug, what you doing?
I am picking the very last droid module for my droid. So yeah, I'm good to do whatever if you want to move on. But I have my droid basically done. I just need to pick one more module.
Okay, so he's just putting his hands, the part in place, pulling his hands back, going, oh. All right.
Absolute beauty.
So, before we get to what, one more time, Tuuli. So, if you want to play Desirek with them, give me one more persuasion check, and I'm going to see if any of them will go for it.
Fingers crossed. 12.
12. Okay. All right, yeah, you get 2 of them. 2 of them want to play.
Excellent. It will be a good way to pass our 15 minutes.
I don't think the game has rules for Desirek in it.
There wasn't anything listed with a Desirek set as to how to use it or anything. So I was hoping it would be an int roll since it's more like chess.
Yeah.
I think you can go either way because Texas Hold'em, you can play I would say that's a charisma roll or an intelligence roll. So it depends on whether you're playing the cards or the people.
Yeah. We'll figure that out in just a second. What? So, backtracking down the tunnel away from the motion sensors, I need you. What skill do you want to use to try to determine which terminal or a terminal that can process these things would be?
I'm leaning hard into security at this point. As I've continued down, I've identified a security system. I have figured out its setup and its modality. So using that logic, okay, so where Where would the hub have to be? How far would it have to be in order to reach them wirelessly? That kind of stuff.
Okay.
So leaning into security because that's traps and things like that.
All right. That sounds fine. Give me a security roll.
16.
16. All right. Takes a little longer than you wish it to, but eventually you do find a little ways away a old terminal.
You
Hasn't
just described everything to Watt.
Yeah.
Takes a little longer than you wish it would.
The old terminal passed its updates. Like, missing a lot of updates. The parts are a little, like, corroded.
Okay. I'm gonna try to change its IFF. Basically, I want to be able to pass it or have a signal that I can broadcast to pass these things without setting off the traps.
Okay. So you have two options.
You got it.
A lower DC,
Mm-hmm.
you can just shut them off. But that could possibly alert people that the traps have been shut off.
Yeah. So leaning back on
A higher DC, you can change the thing that you want to change.
Okay. Leaning back into Watt's time sneaking around in the ventilation shafts of Star Destroyers. I'm going to go for that second option.
Okay.
And as I look at it and I realize it's going to take some time, I will take my time to do it. Not rushing, not trying to risk any sort of catastrophic failure. As I like nervously look over my shoulder for like a laser slicer that's going to bifurcate me. And I'll give myself. I'll take a moment, breathe deep, pull up the schematics on my pop lad, and basically give myself guidance in the process.
Okay. So, as this is going on, go ahead and roll.
All right. Since this is traps and whatnot, you want me to use the security kit?
Yeah. You can use whatever you want.
All right. Natural 20. Jesus Christ.
Nice. Plus 3.
Less.
That's 2.
29 total. Can I set it with that natural 20? Can I set it so that like there's a whatever code or ID tag I'm able to give myself? I can also give to the others if necessary.
Yeah, you can do something like that. So, leaning into the natural 20, you are able to reset these as you want. However, rewarding a natural 20, you do find that the last login was not logged out.
Oh.
And it was processed about a year ago when the motion sensors were put into the tunnel, even though this is an older mod, or this is an older terminal.
Okay.
And you see that the originator comes from the old thermal plant, and one of the things that was processed into this terminal, with going off of 20, is a hollow floor plan of the thermal plant.
Nice.
That out loud in the tunnel. I pause for a minute, and there's like a skittering off somewhere, and I hear as some laser grid gets some rat. Oh.
So,
with that,
if you look in
hollow-
your journal, you will see something that says District UL1 Thermal Plant.
negative. I've got a Commer class fighter and Imperial profile. That's all I've got.
Okay, you might, let's see. You might need to reload. Configure ship. Oh, I did not hit save. That was me. Save. There we go.
Oh, hey. Oh, nice.
That was me
So
putting the map in GIMP and making it look like a hologram.
I love it. So the black splotches, are those like plunges to the depths?
Yep.
Or is that... Oh, so it's open. Interesting.
That is the thermal plant itself. That is the island that the thermal plant is on. The black is basically you have the structure itself. The black.
Okay, so that is like into the workings.
No, that is the outside plus the inside of the entire.
Okay, but the
island.
black. Yeah, the black. Is that I fall for thousands of feet, or is that like going down into the workings?
That is, you're gonna fall through traffic for at least a mile till you hit the other level.
Okay, cool. That's what I thought. And where would this tunnel network merge with this?
This tunnel network could possibly go down the bridge, underneath the bridge, and you could come out underneath one of the 3 tunnel tubes underneath the smaller bridge.
Got it. Perfect. Beautiful. Can I overlay that with... Are there any active sensors at the moment?
Oh, yeah. You see that there are, with a natural 20, you see that through the floor plan of... You can't really tell what's going on inside the building, but you can tell that there are a lot of security cameras and a lot of open sensors, especially along the tunnels and especially within. There are active security terminals in the shipping building behind the main building as well, where you see the 2 conveyor belts.
Okay. And I don't have access to any of those things.
Nope.
Okay.
You got the floor plan.
This is... do I think that the IFF tag that I'm able to give myself, would that also put... Like, are the sensors that are in the space that I can see, do they operate on the same system? Not necessarily connected, but like the same hardware.
The motion sensors themselves work on the same system. So you have changed all of them within this tunnel system.
Awesome. So I think I could get into this facility if the sensors were the only problem. I think I could get in safely.
Yep.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna start heading back. That answers my question. One last. As I access this and I can see the network of sensors, can I follow that network of sensors enough to get an idea of like which tunnels to go down?
You could later on if you want to.
Okay, take some time to figure it out.
Yeah.
Awesome. I'll start heading back.
All right, going back to Tuuli. You have been playing Deseric for well over 5 minutes with these people. Give me, what skill do you want to use to try to beat them? Sean?
Fists. Oh, did we lose Sean?
Sorry, no, I was muted. I want to start off with an intelligence roll. I don't know if do you want it more specific than that, of like an actual skill, or?
No, I want to know. I'm leaving it up to you. This is Deseric. This is the hollow creatures, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So you pulling out this like hollow protector and playing like this little portable like Desert board, playing one opponent at a time. What this first opponent, are you going to try to outthink him? Are you going to try to outmaneuver him with your charisma? What do you want to use? Intelligence, charisma, what?
So I want to start off with an int against him, and then if I would like to roll an insight check a few minutes into the game to see if I am beating them, are they getting pissed? Because then I would want to let them win, kind of like I did the fight, because I'm not trying to get blasted by 6 guys.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
Nope, save that for Friday nights.
No, that happens in the Doug Love room.
That's right.
That's a very different kind of duck hunt.
They do use their feet.
So is the title for this one Blasted by 6 Guys?
I mean,
No.
It could be.
Hopefully not. But I mean, we'll see how this goes.
I only rolled a 9 on my int, so hopefully not.
Oh god, I just pictured the like freeze frame is just Tuli's character sitting on a white couch with all these mercenaries behind it.
Yes.
That's not bad.
One Tuuli with 6 mercs.
I feel bad for the mercs.
Oh, that was a 9. Okay, so with that, let's roll for this dude.
Did we both roll 9s?
Do what?
Did we both roll 9s?
No, I'm rolling for this guy.
Oh, okay. Alright, sorry.
It's a mystery.
Right? There's a bunch of question marks.
Alright, so you for 1 second he's got you on the ropes. He's pushing you back. He's got the characters. His little fat little creature comes over, crushes yours. All the guys, you have gotten the attention of all of them. 5 minutes have gone and passed when they were supposed to leave, but you have taken the attention of these guys as they're watching because of how close this match is. And at the very last minute, you see a move, and you go in, and you're able to win because you rolled a 9 and he rolled an 8.
Nice.
But
A match of wits.
the crucial thing is that you drew attention to you.
Okay.
So
I hope that's a good thing.
So
they're paying attention to me, not paying attention to their what are they called in this world? Chronometers.
yeah, exactly. Pretty much. They're
Okay,
not watching the time as you hear coughing and skittering and fuzzy arms come out of the hatch as Wat shows up. And what you see Tuuli sitting around this table with one of the guys playing a Dejaric board and the others are just looking and they're leaning over the dude playing. A couple of guys are behind Tuuli trying to look over his shoulder, seeing the board.
Just for the lulz here, they realize I'm back because I'm small and stealthy and whatnot. They realize I'm back when I'm like sitting on the bed next to the table watching.
That's great.
So, Tssk, you have your yard-long Aldredian smasher like drink. You got one of those big like classic yards with the draw. It's got a curly straw, and Tssk is like drinking out of the curly straw as you have this like touristy drink.
Just like ham-fisted this with all 3 claws, just sitting there like.
As you're sitting there, about 20-30 minutes pass. You staring at this bridge. What skill do you want to use just for lulz? So no one notices you staking out. Do you want to use stealth?
I'll stick with stealth.
Okay.
Performance.
That's a good one. I was thinking about that. Deception is another good one.
Let's see. Stealth. On the roll. Could be better, but 12.
12. All right. You think you haven't been noticed.
It's fair.
As you're sitting here watching, and about 20-30 minutes later, you see, looks like the same protocol droid comes shuffling down that bridge passes the Pyke guards. They pay it no attention as it starts shuffling almost the exact same route back towards the power transfer plant.
My dude, you just found our way in. We're gonna hack the shit out of that thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay put and wait for it to be like well on its way. I'm gonna wait, ideally, for someone else that's been like around or anything along those lines to like get up and leave the area, and I'm gonna follow them instead of the droid, and I will leave the area like in a different direction
Than the droid.
and then I will like circle back around. Otherwise, I do want to still try and track the droid, but I'm not leaving the direction the droid goes, so I will like find a different block around or whatever and confirm that the droid is in fact going back to the same spot. And I will do a similar situation here of confirm how long it's there before it heads back again.
Give me one more stealth check, just to make sure you're not noticed as you do this.
Sure. Oh my god, this VTT can eat it.
I don't know. It's working well for Gabe.
Yeah, well, Gabe can share the wealth. All right, that is an 8 total on my highest possible skill roll. That's fantastic.
You've had better stakeouts.
Yep,
but
all good.
But you're able
noticed or not. That's what I'm doing.
So you're able to get around the cantina. You go the opposite direction. You're able to pick back up on the target because there's not a lot of dirty silvered protocol droids that are walking around the area. You follow it, and sure enough, makes a beeline back to the power transfer plant.
Yeah, I'm gonna not try and keep following it, like not feeling like I've done a great job of staying out of sight here. I'm going to roundabout my way back to our little hideout spot and report back what I found.
All right, so we just did Tis. Wat and Tuuli.
Mm-hmm.
What are you guys doing? You noticed that Wat is back.
So as I'm sitting there, I'm leaning in, chatting with like one of the other guys, and just innocuously watching the game as if I'd been there the whole time, not maliciously or nefariously, like literally Watt's just oblivious. Oh no, I found it. It was great. So what are you guys doing?
Oh, welcome back.
And I straight up asked the dude what he's doing.
Hey, about this time when you bring attention to yourself, everyone kind of forgets the Dejarg board. The lead guy that you were talking to from the beginning of all this, he looks at his data pad. He goes, "All right, he's back. You guys leave. You're done. That's it. No more credits. No more nothing. We're done. Get out of here."
Okay. Okay. Did you win, Tuuli?
Barely. It was a good match, and I reach across to shake the guy's hand and start packing up my set.
He shakes your hand. He looks actually kind of friendly, but then all the other guys look at him, and he like kind of gets the gruff demeanor that they have, trying not to act like he had fun.
Well, have fun storming the castle, and I pack up and get ready to roll out.
As soon as you guys walk, door slams.
Hang on. The question is, how badly is Watt going to push this? I gotta roll for this. This is
nothing else has stopped Watt from picking pockets. So
no, it's not a pickpocket. It's a just oblivious curiosity. Oh no, I'm sorry. So as Tuli's packing up the board and we're getting ready to leave. So what are you guys doing here? This is really cool. You got lots of neat stuff. My friend likes to blow stuff up too.
Jesus Christ.
And like kicking my legs. Just
what you doing?
Yeah, 100%.
The guy looks at you. The lead guy, the one that answered the door, looks at you, looks at Tuuli. Get him the hell out of here.
Fair enough. Nice try making friends, Watt. And I grab you by the scruff and put you up on my shoulder again.
I wanted to buy one.
Some people don't want to be our friends. That's their loss.
Oh, thank you. You shouldn't have rat problems anymore.
As you guys walk out the door, you hear one guy, he had rat problems?
Yep, big ones too.
So, for the sake of brevity, you guys all arrive back at the hotel room, opening up the door together, the three of you. What do they see, Shug?
So like they don't see a whole lot of different stuff, but like I'll explain what I've done. So what you see here is it's the same chassis, but I modified it so I can quickly swap in different modules. So right now, it flies and it has good hearing, so it can eavesdrop. And it's got this little I like poke it and it shoots out a bolt of lightning. So it has some defenses and yeah, it's better in pretty much every way.
That is fascinating. Can I touch it?
Yes, just not this part right here.
Pay attention to where you touched it when it like shocked the electricity out, and I just kind of peruse it and look around it and admire your handiwork.
Do you touch it? Are you?
I pick up the droid.
Okay, so it's gonna shock you for 2 damage. It's a D4. I told you it's a little touchy. Also, it's charisma. They had me basically build a new character for this thing. It has a charisma score of 6, so it does not like people. It does not like being touched.
You gotta ask the droid for consent.
And you see just from the shock of but the shock of that damage happening, you see this like flash of where Tuli's eyes almost change color for a moment. And then he like you hear almost like a wheeze come out of his blowhole as he lets out this really long breath, and he just gently sets it back down. He's like, "That is a testy little droid you've made."
He's quite angry. I haven't figured out how to modify that part. Sorry.
And I look over and I look over at the droid and say, "What's your name?" Yeah, what does it say? I speak binary. What does it say?
Oh, fuck. Let me get back to you. I haven't decided on a good name yet.
Hi. I'm Watt. I can help you if he's not around.
For the record, it speaks binary, but it can understand basic and Zelen. But
so since Shug is Shug Adadi, the droid should be P50.
All right.
I'm not following.
P50.
No. No.
Come on, it made me laugh.
And he did it.
Alright, so party's back together.
So shuffling around like where he was like working on stuff next to Shug. Shug like kind of gets a weird look on his face and I'm sorry. Tisk gets a weird look on his face, looks over to Shug. Where's the spare thermal core? And it gives you a weird look.
There wasn't
What
a spare.
modifications did you make?
The right ones. What do you need?
Are you sure?
Did you ask Dylan if he's sure about the modifications he made on a droid?
It's probably super apparent that Tssk is trying to make a real bad joke at this moment of whether or not you put in something that you didn't mean to. But it's just it's such poor, terrible delivery of trying to make a joke to this situation.
Listen, I'll get you another thermocore. It's fine.
Okay, I like Shug's accent, but for some reason, it's just hitting me today. You sound like Star Wars Woody Allen.
I don't know who that is, but Woody Allen. Who's Woody Allen?
I'm trying to think what Woody Allen sounds like.
Sorry.
Okay, I just showed my age.
Yeah, we're old, Bill.
Am I really the only one that knows who Woody Allen is here?
I'm going for what's his name from fucking Muppets, kind of like
Rizzo?
the rat. Fucking Rizzo. The rat. Yeah.
Rizzo.
And now I am here for the food.
Like the lamp,
kinda
not the
like
rat. That reminds me. I get to watch Muppets Christmas Carol with my daughter. Because Bill has a rule. Bill does not watch any Christmas movies until December 1st. Not in this house.
Gotcha.
Fair.
All right. So, everyone gathered together in this hotel room. What does the party share with each other?
Everything. But once again, I start the most lengthy story that has a million useless facts. The camera cuts away into a montage, like the group is taking a nap, eating a snack. Tssk is doing push-ups, all while Wat is still telling the story.
I start modifying my droid all over again.
Yeah, and it takes it completely apart, puts it all the way back together. I kind of feel like Tuuli would sit and watch the whole time, but I could be wrong.
Absolutely.
Once again, Wat is on a table acting like he's shooting a machine gun at something as a part of the story.
There was a firefight!
But I tell you literally everything about the room with all the people and the explosives and the guns, and they were mad that we were there, and that wasn't very nice, and they were kind of rude. And that the tunnel and the rats, and I show you the diagram or the holographic layout of the thermal facility. I show you the map of the tunnels and the fact that I got into the system, and literally Wat has no secrets, probably from anyone. But in this moment, Wat has no secrets from you all. Yeah, and he's very proud. I'm very, very proud of what I've accomplished.
It's not nearly as as interestingly. Tssk very succinctly describes having found the substation, having found a droid that goes to and from, but unfortunately wasn't able to spot a location to snag it out of sight between the two, but explaining the droid, the guards seemed to ignore it as it came and went.
We might not have to grab it at all. How far away does it get from you? Is it more than 100 feet?
It depends on where you're at. I mean, it goes back and forth between the substation and the base.
How far is the bridge that it walked down? Basically, is what I was asking.
Oh, well, hold on.
No, that would be a Bill question. I have no idea.
Bill has a map, and Bill will tell you in just a second as soon as it loads on Bill's side.
What I'm getting at is I can, as long as it's within 100 feet of me, I can see through the eyes of my tracker droid. And if necessary, I can modify that to increase it to 150 feet. I think that's as far as I can go, though.
I can stop him.
Me too.
Can you
Until
stop
he
him
has a
without him,
completely
without,
different
without
idea.
him knowing?
I don't know. The description.
Because the last thing we want is to stop it, and then it goes in there, and it's like some little lemur creature was tinkering with my controls.
I can hold him, paralyze him. I have basically hold person, but for droids.
Interesting. I wonder if, like,
remember, I am a wild magic sorcerer.
Yeah, so,
you don't know
if you
that
can,
yet.
If you can hold him, how long does that last?
1 minute.
Ah, damn. Okay, I don't think that's long enough. I was gonna say maybe I can fucking install a module on the droid without it knowing.
If that's not long enough, I could just pick him up.
No, but it would
Is
it
that-
would alert that it's been taken, or we don't want to do that.
Oh,
Why not?
We
I
don't
can
want
hold him
them
for
to
as
know
long
that
as you
we're
would
gonna
like.
steal from them.
I can follow it in too.
Well, that's a little more dangerous.
Nobody would
That's why
see
I
me.
wanna- That's why I want to send the droid.
The bridge is 127 feet.
Okay.
This,
Did you not hear where I said I can get in?
By yourself. What are you
No,
gonna do
you can
by
come.
yourself? No, I can't. I'm not sneaky.
No, you don't have to be sneaky.
What are you talking about?
I can make the cameras not see you.
What about the people?
We just wanted to go look, right?
Yeah, that's the idea. Information gathering.
I can make the cameras not see you.
But the people will still see me.
I mean, if they look.
So I can send the droid with you. Like it could go with. I just won't be able to. I would have to give it like a basic command, and then
It
I could
depends
probably
on
just tell it to listen
how-
to you.
So for Ben, we played it that if he was connected before it left 100 feet, then he remains connected,
Right.
but cannot reconnect or give additional commands or anything.
Yeah. So I would
so-
have to give it just like a general. Like I can tell it to record. You know, it has.
Yeah.
It has
You
the
just have to-
perception skill. It has the and it has keen hearing, so it gets advantage on like listening in.
Yeah, you just got to make sure that that's how Bill wants to play it here.
Yeah.
we'll figure it out. I do know I need to make you a token.
Yeah.
So that's an option for going into the main facility, but also as you're talking about this power station, I'm like, I can go in there too.
Or we could just blow it up.
Ooh, those guys in the other room would do that.
Guys in the other room.
It did seem the type.
Yeah,
But, you know I'm not even gonna. Oh, from the story. I thought you were making that up. Okay, got it.
no.
So the stories go a little long, and sometimes I'm not sure if they're real, or if they're just being conjured in that incredible brain of yours.
No, the rude people were real. I beat them in Deseric.
And on that note, it is now 9 o'clock, and we've been requested to end early, so I will go ahead and end it now. And we can go ahead and do accolades. Sean, I don't think you were there when we were talking about it. We will be taking the next 2 weeks off for holidays, since next...
Right on the precipice of the Doug heist.
Yeah, right on
the Doug hunt.
Yeah, the
Doug
Doug
Hunt.
Hunt. Okay, fine. That's the title of this episode.
What?
Doug Hunt.
Doug Hunt? Okay. I like that.
I don't know.
I can get behind it.
Being blasted by 6 guys, I think might get flagged.
Right.
Yeah, and I don't think that would pass some basic,
So, with that being said, we will have the next 2 weeks off. We will update with a new podcast episode after that. We will be spending, New Year's and Christmas Eve, which is Tuesday when we normally play, with our families. So, let's roll off for accolades then.
or hundreds of strangers.
Who rolled the 5?
That's me.
Rollsies. All right, so I'm
I've
high-fiving
literally
you.
not rolled above an 8 other than one roll tonight on these dice. I'm about to go back to physical dice next time we play because
That's
holy
fine.
crap.
So,
Wat, Tuuli, Shug. Yes. So I guess I'm leading off. I'm going to split it between Tuuli and Tssk here. Tssk was some good old-fashioned detective work, but I really enjoyed the, oh no, I want the raw one. That, just a silly thing, and as Bill described your New Orleans style hurricane, foot-long Slurpee of blood wine. I just have this mental image of you and your character having this super serious stakeout and preparing for a heist with this raw,
It's
still
meaty claws.
wriggling thing. That visual was great, and you played it, serious as a heart attack, and I appreciated that very much.
Nice.
Tuuli, I feel like you are kind of quickly becoming my chaos partner for this, or maybe my babysitter. I'm not sure which, for this campaign. I love the fact that you whipped out the game set. You're like, anybody want to play a game? That just tickled the hell out of me. I enjoyed that very much.
Tuli's going to remain a gentle giant as long as this game allows him to.
Yep. And then boats are getting holes.
But thank you. Yeah, I figured Tssk had done their time as babysitter, so it was time to switch it up a little bit.
You're trading off. Is Shug ever gonna do it?
I don't think Shug has the patience for it.
I don't think he does. Bill, I really enjoy the freedom of experience you're giving us to explore and chase our own ideas and fail forward constantly, and the little extra bits with the natural 20s. Really liked the gang or the mercenaries or whatever they were. I'm sad they didn't want to be my friend, but it could have been something fun. But it's just such a rich world that you are building out of these little moments, and it just makes the whole district feel alive and the world feel lived in.
oh, thank
Fantastic.
you. My fun is playing off of you guys.
That's it for me. So pass on to
And
Tuuli.
let's see, that's what? Yeah, Tuuli. Tuuli's next.
Okay. I'm going to throw mine back, specifically to Gabe, specifically for the pop lad. I'm getting a real kick out of that. I hope we stick with that. It's fantastic. I love the little quirky, nuanced shit that we're finding for all our characters. And then Bill, again, running a 4-way session or a 3-way session as opposed to all of us actually sticking together for once. I'm sure it'll happen for you at some point, but today was not that night, so thank you for continuing to keep up with all our multi-faceted shenanigans.
You know, since that one shot that we ran for charity that I did the train heist for Eberron, and the entire party just split for 3 hours
Immediately.
and I had to run a 4-hour game that was basically 4 different games going on at the same time. I think I'm good. That was my trial by fire with you guys.
I was a barbarian for that. That was fun.
Yeah.
All right, and Shug, you're next.
I'm gonna give mine to Jacob for our yes and at the tool table. I thought that was a fun little tangent we went off on, and also I like you finding that droid that is just like nonchalantly walking into the power plant and back is like choice. I can't wait to see what we do with that shit.
It's gonna be dumb.
Yeah.
Thanks. I'm excited about how a lot of this is all played out.
And for Bill, thanks for bearing with me through the droid thing. I know I was a little absent during the session, but
No, dude, I loved it. That was so fitting. So
yeah,
fitting
it made sense. Yeah, thematically for sure. Yeah, I'm excited to use this thing, and it's crazy. So I was taking such care in picking out my like modules, and then I read that I can swap them during a long rest. So like I can do a lot of cool shit with this. And I'm really excited to see what kind of shenanigans we can get into with it. So yeah, thanks for being flexible, man.
Ah, no problem. I'm doing yoga. Very flexible now. With that being said, Tssk.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna throw mine back to Derek here a little bit. For similarly with the little scene there at the work table, but also I really liked the description of this being like a security droid that came for you at some point. So like I don't know, there's some little homage there of like, why was this security droid after Shug? That like piques
that is a
my
good
interest.
question, Jacob.
It piques my interest. I mean, it's Shug, so there's probably good reason. But
I'm sure you'll find out at some point.
but I thought it was a really clever way of describing being able to like modularize how you were approaching this, of like this little droid that has all this stuff that it can do that you disabled, and now you're like, I'm gonna figure out how to like use some of this stuff that I turned off so it didn't kill me. So I thought it was a clever way to go about describing what you were doing with this droid and how you came about that. So kudos on that.
Thanks.
And then a small little one, I'm gonna mirror Gabe here a little bit for Tuuli for I brought games. I think that was my single favorite line of the entire night.
It was really good.
I didn't have any food to offer, so I couldn't have said I brought snacks. But figured games was the next best thing.
It just tickled me.
I love it.
In the situation that y'all were in. Gabe, or not Gabe, sorry, wow, I'm so used to saying, and now for Gabe's feedback on things in these games. So, Bill, it has been said of, juggling everybody across things and all of that, but it's you handled very well in like cutting from one to the next, in feeling like everybody was kind of continuously doing that, and I felt like broken at a good point for people to think about what they wanted to do next and have time to think about that before it came back to them. The timing of everything I thought was very well juggled across everybody, kind of having their own thing that they were doing here tonight, so kudos on that.
Thank you. All right. Who got inspiration last week? I forgot to write it down.
I think it was me.
Yeah. So,
All right. Oh, excuse me.
with that being said, usually I go off of like, if you guys get multiple people, but everybody gave everybody else like kudos today. So, I'm going by with what I enjoyed the most. to say for some reason, like I enjoyed what everybody did. Everybody did a great job tonight. What the whole just because I know you love this fucking game, the whole siphon filter thing of like sneaking through the tunnels. I like that, and I wanted to know like you're like, oh, the perception check. I'm like, I'm gonna give you a perception check to see if you don't get hurt. If you fail that perception check, you're gonna be the rat. So
yeah.
So
it would have been a quick end to Wat.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole in the tunnel thing was very enjoyable. You and Tuli's interaction to opening up the door, like when you're like, oh, I'm gonna hack the door, and then Tuli's like, I'm gonna kick the door in. I knew it was on the other side of the door, and I'm like, this isn't going to be very nice. This is not going to be very good. What leads into Tuuli is the same thing. You and Wat trying to get into the apartment with me knowing that there's 6 armed mercenaries on the other side. Why are they there? Who knows? Maybe you guys will find out later.
The world may never know.
I mean, I asked. They were dicks about it.
Yeah.
Well, and that the intent was to make friends with them upon not knowing why they were there. Just, these guys have lots of grenades. They can be friends.
I mean, I didn't say Wat had good reasons.
Well, if you had better perception, you would have noticed like the plastic Petrocrete explosives on the table too. Shug, I know you're like, oh, I was absent during the game. I'm like, not really, dude. You did exactly what Shug would do, and like, you said back, you're the, what's his name? It's like you had B.A. Baracus, you had Murdoch, you had Face.
Yeah, I'm the face.
Yeah, it's like, you do what you do. You sit back, but coming back to you, you always had something to add, and I like that. That was awesome. Tssk, the stakeout and following the droid, I really dug. It's like, and you're actually going to get the inspiration this week for that, because there's something about that whole scenario of it was so visual in my head, like the way you described everything, because it felt like this was Tiss's bread and butter. You're following a target, you're keeping low profile, everything. I don't know, I like how it slid into that. You could have done anything else, but it's like you went into this direction, and it felt thematically so perfect. It felt like everybody was doing what their character would do, in this situation.
Definitely. And like it started off with me being like, I don't know, Tssk figuring out power grid shit. Like, Tssk is not the person for this, but I guess I'm going to go do it because it needs to be done. I'm going to see what I can find, at least anyway. And then it turned into a tale. And it was like, oh, no, this I can do.
Yeah.
It was a solid opportunity. I appreciate the scenario and the situation you gave there.
Yeah, it was pretty much when it came to that, I saw the click in your head of, oh, this is what I need to be doing, and like I appreciate that, and that's where the inspiration's going for tonight.
Cool. Thank you.
So, with that being said, if you're listening to this at the Forever DMs, we like to say, practice kindness. It's a free action, and enjoy the holidays, guys, and hug someone you care about. Give out a present.
Yeah.
So, thank you guys. See you in 2 weeks.